Hey everybody, I'm Ray.
And I'm Paul.
And we are the Alconauts.
As we are every week.
Absolutely.
And this week we have a little bit of a surprise. We're going to try something different. Which is Ray and I are going to review a little bit of our past episodes and dig into the annals of our archives. And let you guys know which is the worst beers and the best beers of our first season.
Did you say anals?
I did say annals.
No, I guess that'd be the worst beers could be there, so.
So, with that being said, Ray, why don't you give us the tale of the tape on our current beer?
All right, so this week we are looking at Black Bellows Brewing from Collingwood, Ontario, and we've got their white Witbier with elderflower. So this one falls at 5% ABU, and it's got a really interesting list of ingredients here. I'm going to run this down real quick. It's water, of course, malted barley, of course, unmalted wheat, not uncommon, elderflower, which is the flower of the elderberry plant. Then we get into a couple of hops that I've never heard of, and I'm sure I've never drank. Santiam and Galena. Hopefully I'm saying those right. Also, we've got coriander, key lime zest, Seville orange rind, and Belgian yeast. So I'm excited about this one. I've been drinking a lot more wheat beers lately. I haven't been a wheat beer fan in the past. I found them too orangey, frou-frou-y. But I'm really getting to like them now, so I'm excited about this one.
And you guys know what the process is. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have an initial taste. We're going to get our beers around the bend, and then we're going to do the final chug. At which point, we're going to shove them right down the back of our throats and give you our final opinion and a score in between. Man, I'm ready to dive into this. I'm actually quite excited.
Well, let's open them up.
Let's do this.
Ooh.
I got a feeling it's more akin to a light beer, and it's wow.
It's a very light color.
It's a very light color. Wow.
And very carbonated. Extremely carbonated.
It is.
Wow.
Did you get all of it in there?
I didn't. I had to pause.
Cause
I was a little aggressive with the pour.
And just to let you guys know, we are doing a giveaway. We have an Alconauts hat, kind of akin to what Ray's wearing right now. So basically, all of our subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and being so loyal. All you gotta do is, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, like our video. If you are a subscriber, let us know what you guys think are the best and the worst beers that you've seen on our show. Everyone who subscribes and puts a like in there and or a comment, we're gonna put you in a draw, and you can get this hat here. We don't care where you live. We're gonna send this out to you. If it costs us $100 to send this out, we will send it out. Should we just dive right in?
Yeah, let's get in here and taste this thing.
Okay, well, cheers, Ray.
Cheers, Paul.
And cheers, everybody.
Cheers, all.
Oh wow. It's got a bit of spark to it.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of carbonation. I can feel the mouth feels when you're first initially tasting it, and then it kind of just dies right off. Very smooth. It's got that sweet Cornish taste to it as well. And I don't know if it's corn. You didn't say corn in the ingredients.
No, not at all.
But it reminds me of a Cornish taste. We've had beers that had corn and were sweeter. So it's got a hint of sweetness to it. Mm-hmm. It's not that bad. It's like I said, you get that the carbonation at the beginning, and it dies down really quick, and it's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's a lot lighter in color than I was expecting. It's a little hazy, quite carbonated. And I find the flavor comes on a little late in the taste. And it's not as heavy a wheat beer flavor that I was expecting. It's extremely light to my palate. And now, I don't know that I taste the elderflower. I don't know what I'm tasting for. It tastes like a extremely, extremely light wheat beer.
Does wit mean wheat?
I believe
Or does
so.
wit mean white?
No, Witbier is wheat beer.
I've had wheat beers before. I've never tasted as much sweetness as I'm tasting right now.
Yeah, it is quite sweet. And that could be the elderflower. I gotta say, I was really expecting a lot more flavor, especially with the number of ingredients that are in here. Yeah.
I'm not hating it. I'm not totally falling in love with it right now. We'll have to see when we get to the bend.
Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. The jury is still out on this one for me.
So, as we mentioned before, this episode is about the worst and best beers that we've had all season. And Ray, I'll start with you. What do you think is the worst beer or drink we've had all season?
Without a doubt. No holds barred on this one. The Cocky Rooster. No surprise to anybody out there, I'm sure, if you've seen the episode. That was the most awful, disgusting, horrendous drink that I've ever had.
As our guest had mentioned post episode, you seem to be a little over dramatic in regards to that hate, but nonetheless, it was a tough drink to drink.
I don't think there was any over dramatics at all.
It's very funny.
I was just being honest with the way I felt about it. I had a very difficult time not retching while I drank that one. Yeah, it was just awful.
But for me, my worst beer was Frank's habanero honey concoction. I just found that the more I drank it, the more the heat was so dominant that it really took away from the drink.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know what to expect from the Cocky Rooster. The Cocky Rooster was what it was, right? And as I mentioned in the episode, I've had worse drinks, but Frank's is a beer. It's supposed to be a beer. I know it's supposed to be a spicy beer, and so surprised I was, so disappointed that that's all I could taste at the end of the beer.
That's a close number 2 for me. It was tough. If we had to limit our choices to just beer, that would have been my number 1 worst that we've tasted so far on the show. I thought it might have been that German smoked beer, but if we hadn't had the Franks, that would have been probably there. But
yeah, at least the German smoked beer was a little bit more palatable. I think if the smoked beer had been colder, I think it would have been a better beer.
You might be right.
Realistically, when you're trying to add an effect to a beer, and it overwhelms the taste of the beer or distracts you from drinking the beer, I'm honestly thinking that's exactly what Frank's does.
Yeah, absolute kudos for trying and going and out there and throwing out something that's different.
I didn't even know that was possible, but you guys got the spiciness in there. I don't know if it's the spiciest beer out there. You might want to check. You might have a world record for spiciest beer, but
maybe.
Nonetheless, that was my thing. So that's the reason why I labeled Frank's as my worst beer.
Now, before we get to the best, which I think we'll do a little later in the show, just to kind of hold that Oscars best in show sort of thing right to the end. Which drinks get honors for you that would definitely be in your fridge and that maybe surprised you, Paul?
I'm gonna say that if there was a drink that had honors, not necessarily the best drink, but it does have honors. If check out the Queen's Guard Pub episode. The Queens of the Queen's Guard Pub. First off, they're hilarious. Awesome girls.
Yep.
They're fantastic. That pandemic punch is to die for. I'm telling you, it's a fan favorite. It's a household favorite. The only thing that's holding me back from making a favorite or a best for me is the fact that it's not necessarily a beer, but it is a delicious drink. Before you get to yourself, let's do this because I'm around the bend.
Okay, I'm almost there. So
let's have a couple sips. Let's see what we think about this Witbier. Cheers, Ray.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, all.
I gotta tell you, in regards to this wheat beer, wheat beers in general, I do like wheat beers. They're usually a citrusy flavor. Like you usually have a solid citrus flavor to wheat beer. This one doesn't have a hard citrus flavor to it. It has a sweet tone to it. I think that's probably the elder flower. I'm almost, like I said, it almost tastes like a corn beer. It reminds me of like a tiger, right? But
yeah,
it has
the tiger was
more,
really interesting.
was overly sweet, but this one has almost more sustenance to it.
Yep.
Right? So I am enjoying it. I just, I know that sweetness is really starting to get to me now. So I'm not too sure how I'll feel at the end.
You know, I wonder if a slice of orange in this might have, or a slice of lemon or something might have pushed this, you know, to that, you know, summery beer that I think of a wheat beer as a summer beer for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. It's a lot sweeter than I expected. But I really don't mind it. I know it's 5% alcohol per volume on this one. But for me, this is a wheat beer light.
So right now, I'm kind of on the fence. I've been pushed onto the fence. I was excited before, but onto the fence.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Okay. And we were talking about beverages or beers with honors. I actually had to write down 4 different things. You know me, I'm kind of wishy-washy, and I like so many different things. The Pandemic Punch made my list of honors. And the 3 others that made my list were the Bar Down Lager from Taps Brewing. Yep. That's something that I will drink again, definitely on a quite regular basis. The West IPA from Dragon Brewing. That's a new brewery that's just up and coming in our area. I'm excited to try some more stuff from them. It was pretty hoppy. It's got a pretty high ABV. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. Number 4 on the list, and this is kind of weird, but it was our homebrew guys, the Homebrew Saison from Richard and Ben. That was such a good beer.
What is your favorite beer on the list?
Mine, from going back through, I went back through and looked at everything that I rated. And I think my number 1 has to be the Krispy Kreme Ale from Cold Break Brewing. It was a 4.5. It's one that you can drink it with everything, and that had to be number 1 for me.
The funny thing is, and here's the scary part, Krispy Kreme Ale was also my best beer. It was smooth, and also I concur, anyone can drink it.
Yep. It's
one of those drinks where, you know, you can give to everybody, and anyone and everyone can drink that beer. It's delicious. Really enjoyed it. And it comes from a great brewery down in St. Catharines. Yeah, that was my favorite of the season so far. And I hope they keep pushing out great beers like that. And they have a plethora of awesome beers. So yeah, that was, yeah, we're on the same page, which is really scary.
Well,
it's scary.
It's so funny because I'm a huge IPA fan, and like we've always said, Paul's the light beer guy. But that it's a united beer for beer drinkers. It'll appeal to anybody that's at your party that enjoys beer. I think we're probably at the chug point, eh, Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you at? You don't want to chug this, do you?
I you know what? I've got a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Let's have a couple sips.
Okay.
And then let's do this chug. Are you ready for this chug?
I'm ready. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
We all
know the rules, so count us down and tell us go.
All right. I'm going to count up this time.
That's going to throw me off.
What? But still on go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. I think that was the closest we've ever been.
Ah, you mother of Murgatroyd. And I didn't spill.
Not a drop.
Not a drop.
But you're wearing a black shirt, so maybe you did.
I did not. I did not spill at all. Okay. My initial thoughts on this is, I'm now tasting the spiciness of it. I don't know what it is. It's almost like like someone threw like a little bit of black pepper in my drink. That's the kind of spiciness I'm feeling. The sweetness of it is not there anymore. It's you know, to be honest with you, I was sitting on the fence at the bend. I'm not a big fan of it now. I'm probably gonna say, if I'm gonna score this out of 5, it's gonna be about a 3.5 for me. Would I buy it? No. Would I stock it in my fridge? No. Would I drink it? Yeah, I would. Someone offered this to me, I would say, hey, you know what? I've had that before. I'm totally in on it. So 3.5 for me. Ray, what are you thinking?
All right. That's fair. I think I'm going to agree with you on the 3.5 rating, but I think I have to disagree, and it might be weird, but I think this is a beer that you need to have maybe a 6-pack in the fridge, because I think the first one is going to be really cold on a hot day, and you're going to drink it. It's going to be like, yep, had a beer, cut the grass. And then I think when you drink the second one, that's when you're going to get that wheat beer flavor. So I think for me, I may put this in my fridge just to try that out. We'll have to maybe report back, maybe do one of these, you know, honors and best of shows, you know, in 6 months or so, or 12 months. And maybe this one might rate up there, because we're coming into the summer now, and I think I might put a few of these in my fridge. So I'm going to give it, I think I said a 3.5, but I'd like to do a 3.75 on this one. I know it's not what we normally do, but because it's a little more than a 3.5, but it's not a 4.
It's one or the other, Ray. Black
okay,
or white?
fine. It's got to be a 3.5 then, because black and white like the can. But I would drink it again. It's a 3.5, but I would definitely drink it again.
You know what? It did taste great at the beginning. I just kind of lost luster near the end. You know what? Like I said, we are giving away a fancy Alconauts hat.
Yes.
Brand new. No one's worn it. You know, it's got the stuff inside. All you gotta do, all our subscribers who are in there, you guys are already entered into this. Just give us a like, or let us know what was the best or worst episode that you guys think. Chime in. For you guys out there who are new to this channel, and I know there's 75% of the people who watch this are people who have never subscribed, hit subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. We would love to send you guys a hat. I don't care where you guys are in the world.
Yep.
We will pay for it. Well, Ray's going to pay for it.
But and on that note though, if you guys have tasted a beer or tried a beer or a style of beer that you guys want us to review, like, we're always looking for suggestions. Don't be shy. Hit the comments. Like, you know, we do this because we enjoy drinking beer and we like to see each other suffer. You know, but let's you know, give us some suggestions. We want to know what you guys want to see us drink. If you run across one of those bottles in the you know, your liquor outlet or your beer outlet that's got dust all over it, hit us up. We'll try and find it. So,
and with that being said, I am Paul.
And I'm Ray.
And we are the Alconauts.
Cheers all.
And take care. Well, I'm going to call a timeout right here. So, timeout. I'll be right back.
After these messages, he'll be right back. Carol, Paul ran away right in the middle of the episode. Come have a quick little tiny sip of this and tell me what you think. Just a little tiny sip, because I can't over... It's a weird, different color, eh?
That's the first time I've had to do that.
I gotta pee. Oh my goodness.
I had to pee so badly. Oh. Okay.